Terrarian in the Dungeon, Chapter 7b, Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of his stories. Some type of mage testing his magic. I heard a voice speak from around the corner, and lo and behold I saw Roseanne leading her little trio of beautiful elvish ladies who froze seeing me standing over the charred and torn apart corpses of the monster party in this particular room while my drone was busy tearing out all the monster stones. Ladies. As you can see, I have already cleared out the monsters. So please turn back. I said, seeing Roseanne's eyes flash with greed at seeing the couple dozen monsters lying on the ground. Do you need help clearing these out then? Our little Mia here is very adept with her hands and can help your automaton out. She said confidently, and I felt a bit of dismay as Mia's little facade of happy-go-lucky energy changed into a rather serious and, if anything, cruel smile. Look. Walk away or you will die here. I said, swallowing as I held my last grenade in hand. In that tight corridor, as long as I didn't throw the grenade too far past them, they would be in the so-called kill radius. Roseanne merely sighed as she looked at me and then tilted her head. Human. I can see you are as green as it comes, being here in the dungeon. I will not have nightmares should I slit your throat to take your haul of the day. Now lean against the wall with your face to the wall so we can loot you, and then we will leave you to try to make it back up to the surface. She very clearly explained, and I realized what the cruel smile Mia had was for. She loved the knowledge that I was going to attempt to make my way up to the surface unarmed. A whole 5 seconds of stunned silence passed by as the 3 girls approached me with their bows drawn, and I saw Sir Flufflikins the first, who was sitting beside the wall next to the entryway trying to push himself to help, but with him being a sentry he couldn't do anything, and my wolfram drone was already hovering beside me seemingly prepared to intercept the elvish arrows. But in those long moments of silence, I realized the little murderous instinct all soldiers and people thrown into battle had against their fellow man, and even if they were hot elves. In the end, I pushed the bottom to activate the grenade, and then I called upon all my prior sports knowledge to fastball pitch the grenade right into Roseanne. Even as I chucked the grenade, I felt the thumping impact of 3 arrows slam into my chest and hip, shattering my armor rating, and then I felt the arrow that hit my hip pierce through the space between my chest plate and the leg armor that got separated with my sort of exaggerated motion to throw the grenade at the elves as hard as I could. With another loud explosion, I was thrown onto my back, and all I could feel and acknowledge was the all-encompassing ringing in my ears as I didn't have my armor rating to shield me from the concussive force of the grenade going off like 10 meters away from me. But after a moment, when the stars left my vision, I could feel the gut-wrenching agony coming from my stomach, and as I groaned, I saw the arrow sticking out and being pinched by my armor. Fuck. Drone. Grab the girls' bags and bring them to me. I said as I lay on the dungeon floor, and I could barely hear the wolfram drone's panicking beeping as it quickly brought Sir Flufflikins the first over to protect me first and then cut off the girls' bags that they were keeping their loot in with its laser. I will resummon you in a bit. I grimaced after I threw all the girls' bags into my inventory, and with a single glance at the clearly murdered elves, I summoned one of my 5 recall potions in my inventory and chugged it after burning in the image of the girl Fauna's emblem. Taking the recall potion was weird, to say the least, as I wasn't magically whisked away in a kaleidoscope of light or whatever. Nope, my eyes went dim like I was falling asleep, and then just as I was wondering if that arrow hit something vital and I was dying. It was like I was half asleep and was jolted awake as I was welcomed by the harsh light coming down from Seshet's solar room. Seshet! I yelled out as I quickly resummoned my summons, so they weren't left panicking in the dungeon. Next thing I knew, I had a dusky-skinned goddess fretting over me as my summons was tittering in the background, obviously worried about me. Here, take this. She said, having me down a health potion, and as I went to chug it down, I choked and screamed as Seshet in one swift motion just ripped the arrow out of my gut. Drink the potion and you will be fine, you big baby. Seshet scolded me, but even if her words were harsh, she still held on to my head and held my shaking form to drink the red potion that was already dulling the pain. Thanks, Seshet. I whispered as I pulled one of the neighboring blankets over my eyes, so I didn't have the magnified sun beaming down directly in my eyes. Seshet just ran her fingers through my hair, and I realized as I was so scared of getting my stomach torn up more from the arrow and just laying as still as I could that my goddess had moved my head onto her lap, so she had been giving me a lap pillow while she took care of me. Sure, my goddess may not have been some ultra-busted figure of fertility like Freya, Hestia, or Demeter, but with her lithe and tight frame, she was certainly an exotic beauty, and having my face resting against her thighs and smelling her honey and sandalwood scent was definitely relaxing. What happened in the dungeon? Jake. No monsters use bows at all. So which familia has bared its fangs at my only familia member? She all but demanded. I am not sure. All I could tell was that it had a dove and a woman's face atop something that may have been a clam, maybe. I said as I recited what I memorized, and I truly didn't know which familia they were from. A dove, a clam, and being so egotistical as to add your face to the stamp you bless your child's soul with. Who could that be? Seshet pondered, and I heard her mutter about Freya, but quickly threw that thought out as I would have died if Freya's little psychopaths wanted to kill me.